Hello and welcome back to part 8 of creating a Google database using Google Scripts and Sheets. And in this part 8, we're going to go ahead and create a custom menu item right here. And to demonstrate it here real quick, we'll have it right here. So this is where we're going to create. We're also going to name it this. We can name it anything you want. And I'll have a couple of these sub functions that we're also going to create in a little bit later. But first, let's go ahead and figure out how to create this menu and add these items here. So we're going to shrink this down. And what you can do, you can go search for creating custom menus in Google Sheets or something like that. And it'll bring you to this page here. And basically what you're going to do, we'll just see if we can explode this a little bit. Basically what you're going to do is you're basically just going to go ahead and start with this. So we're going to go ahead and copy this, all right? So this is your foundation for it. All right, so let's do a little search and you pop this up here. So we'll go back to our sheets and we're going to go back to extensions and then we're going to go to app scripts. And then we're brought here to our app scripts again. Now, if you want to, you can add it to the code here, your main menu. But I'm going to create another .gs file by hitting the plus sign and calling a script. And we're going to name it MENU. I think you should default to GS, and it does. All right, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get rid of this, and then we're gonna go ahead and paste all that crap in there. And now we have our new function called onOpen. And what onOpen does, basically is gonna tell the sheet, Google Sheet, to open a menu when the sheet itself gets opened. So for example, let me go back to my other one here. So when we open this sheet up, so we're going to go ahead here, I'm going to shut that one down. So onOpen means is, I'm going to go here, I'm going to open that up. I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here. You can see all my other crap. And then I'm going to go here. So once I click on this, the onOpen function means when this sheet gets open, create that menu. And of course, it takes a few minutes here. Give it a minute. It'll come. Wait for it. There we go. So that's what that onOpen function does. All right. So there we have it. So now we have all this stuff here. We're going to first get rid of this var. It's old school. According to the Googles, we should be using let and constant. So we have that here. Now, if we want to see how this runs, we can go ahead and save this by hitting Control S. And let's just see what happens here if we run this. The worst can happen. It works, right? You see we get any errors here? Let's take and see if it pops up somewhere. But it won't pop up because, let's see if it does. There it is. My bad. Should have stretched it out. But there's that custom menu. Said, hey, look, we already got it working. Now we just have to modify the bloody thing to what we want. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go back to our custom, not this. We can get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. Get out here, and we're going to shut this down. And now we have it here. So what did I name it? I named mine custom menu. What the hell did I name it? I named it this. Again, you can name whatever you want. So I did that. Now we're going to add items, right? So did I have a separator in my? I can't remember when I had a separator. Let me see. Yeah, I did have a separator. So this is the separator here we're going to keep too. So now what we want to do is we want to add our menu items and the stuff that we want to click on. So we're going to do this a couple times here. So to make it easy and relatively fast, I'm just going to go ahead and copy what I already did, and just dump it in here. There we go. So let's take a quick look at this. Let's go ahead and save this. We can either hit the icon here, and then let's hit run here. So we got custom menu there. Let's go back to our editor and let's hit run. Let's see if it changed it. Will it change it? Maybe we might have to hit the refresh. Yeah, there we go. So now we have it, and now we have our sub menus here, or yeah, I guess we'll call them sub menus, whatever I want to call them. So we hit process now. Did it do anything? No, because you can't find that function that we named it. Right? So let's go back to our dismiss this, extensions, app scripts, And let's just see what we did here. So here is the name of the menu item that when you open up the spreadsheet, that's what you see across the menu bar, which we did. Now here we'll do, this is the one item called process invoice. And this is the function that we're going to call, that I named it, to call this function export to PDF. And then here we have another menu item that calls this function send email when you select that menu item. Then we got our separator, which you've seen. And then we have archive customer. And this is going to call a function called archive customer, which will move the customers. It's going to pop up. It's going to pop up a message box. You're going to put in the invoice number that you want to archive, and then it'll take it out of the database, your current database, your active database, and move it into what I'm going to call an archive database, and also move the invoice that was created into a PDF and put it both into the same directory called archive directory. But the database portion gets put into a spreadsheet called archive. That's the way I created. And the PDF just gets put into the same directory as the archive sheet. You'll see that eventually when I get to it. And then, of course, we have reset reset template. I should probably make that a capital T, right? And then we already have this function called clear all. So we'll know that that will work. We hit save again here since I did something. Now look at here. We have this, right? And then we have this here. So when we go back to our code.js, we notice we have some functions here, constants. So we can do the same thing with the menu. We can bring this out, all right, and we can put it here. So we can use it globally throughout all these functions that we're creating. All right, then we hit save. Now let's see if this works. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's just find out if it works. We're going to go back to our menu. Let's get rid of this. We're going to leave the UI here because we have it here in our code base, or our main, what I'm going to call our main code GS, right here. All right, so that, and we should change this not to let, because let is constricted by scope. So we let here will only can be used in this function here, so it won't be able to be used throughout all the functions that we made here. So we have to do constant, right? Because it's going to be constant. This is never going to change. Right? We're always going to call this spreadsheet app.GUI UI. We can name this something different, but then we have to use that same name through all our functions that we're creating here that might need to pop up a GUI portion. I'd say this will allow you to pop up a message box and all that stuff by having this get GUI crap here. But we'll get back to that. We'll get into that when we start creating the functions for the menus. So here we have it here. We got our constant. We can use it across all this other crap. We're going to hit save. Then I'm going to go back to nothing. Well, I'm going to go back here. And now we got to make sure that this is going to work. So let's do it the hard way. Let's close this out. And then I'm just going to go ahead off screen here and open it back up. Bring it back here. Go here. All right. Get rid of this. We don't want that. We don't need this. I'm going to file. I'm going to file. Open. Click this one. Click open. And let's wait. Let's see if we made a boo-boo. Oh. Boop, boop. We got to stretch this out. Remember the last time I forgot. Oh my God, it still worked. Let's see. All right. So here, let's put something in here. All right. We got something in here. Now, since we already did a declare all, and we already have it in here, let's see if it clears it. Or did it? Oh. Uh-oh. We probably named it differently. Hang on a second here. All right. Okay. Again, epic failure. The pressures. This is wrong. Go here. App scripts. Let's go back to our menu. We call it clear all. Let's go back to our functions. Do we have some called clear? What do we have? Clear input? No. We want to do a clear all. Where is it? Oh, it's lower. All right, so let's go back to our menu thing here. We had to save this because we knocked out a couple lines, and get this down here. And now we're going to save it. Right. Let's do it the hard way. Let's close it out. I'll go back down here off screen. Open up my other profile. Click on it. Drag it back up here so you guys can see it. Hit whatever the hell I just hit. What the hell is happening here? Open this up. Hit that. Hit open. We wait. And it popped up there. We still got crap here. Let's go ahead and hit reset template. Did it clear it? No function clear all found. Oh, the horrors. Let's see why it's not finding it. It's missed. All right, let me show you what's wrong here. So I had to go off screen and do it. I'm going to spend 30 minutes going through it. But this is what I finally, this is what's actually what's wrong. Notice this here, so you get this nice little color here, right? Nice little color here, right? Notice this, right? Notice this color. And now notice this color. What is happening here? Well, we're missing our brackets are incorrect. So that's what the problem is. Let me see if this corrects. No, that's the wrong thing. This one correct. No, I still didn't do it. Where did this one do? This one here. So I say here. It goes here, but where's this one going? I bet you that one's going all the way down there. So we have to correct that. So this green one goes here, right? So we got to bump this up one more. Move this one over. Move this one over one more. Okay. And then we're going to put our closing bracket here. Now that should clear this one up, which it did. So now we have submit data cleared up. See? Go down. But get rid of that. Now let's see if it breaks something again. That's still good. That's still good. And that's still good. All right, let's just go scroll all the way back down here. A little red dot there showing me something wrong. All right, so we don't need this one. Let's see what breaks it. So you saw that red dot, right? I mean, the red square. Let's put that back in there. See? So now this crap should work because this is no longer grayed out. So you see some grayed out, you got something wrong with your brackets or, you know, what I just went through. So let's go back to our menu here. All right, make sure we got clear all. We have to hit the save, and it saves everything. Go back here. Now let's see if this menu would work. Look, it works. All right, so after figuring out that problem, we now see that reset template works. It clears everything, clears the input at least. If you look at it again, we'll go back here. It's calling this, and within that function we have a clear input function, which in turn is in here, and it's calling it there. So that's working. So the next part of this long series is we're going to start, processing invoice. So when you do an ad and you submit data and you put it into your database, you can sit here and process that invoice, right? And then, or you can grab one that you did prior and send just an email with that invoice. And then here again, the archive customer is going to remove the customer from your active database and put it into a directory called, in my case, I'm going to call it archive. And it's going to create another sheet called archive. And we'll put this, whoever you remove from your active database sheet, into that archive sheet. And also grab your data, your invoice, and put it in that same directory called archive. So that's what we're going to start doing on our part 9, part 10, part 20, whatever it is, of this creating the menu for our Google database app script, whatever you want to call it, sheet thingy. So with that, I hope everybody have a happy and healthy day. We'll see you on the next video.